Hi, my name is Brian King. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and welcome to StampWithBrian.com. We have so many occasions to make beautiful cards. Birthdays, Mother's Day, anniversaries, and sometimes we just want to make a card for a friend to let them know that we miss them. I'm fortunate enough to have friends all across the US that I don't get to see very often. I even have some friends in Australia. And today's card is just that, a missing you card. And we're going to play around with a couple of different ways to showcase this wonderful bench on a hill, and I think you're going to like it. So come on in and let's play around with this Happy Home scene. This sweet card uses a scene from Happy Home and a sentiment from Happy Happenings. And with this, I'm going to show you how I created this, and then we're going to get scientific and we're going to experiment with a couple of different ways that even I haven't tried to see if we can get this look in a couple of different ways. So first of all, Happy Home is a wonderful set with a couple of great images and sentiments that pairs with the window frame, and I will have that linked on my blog. And also Happy Happenings is an amazing stamp set with sentiments for all kinds of purposes. I use this Me Miss You only all the time on my card. So for starters, I use these three colors, soft sky, wild wasabi, and early espresso to paint the bench and scene on my card. And I'm going to recreate that real quick on a piece of Whisper White. So I've mounted this stamp and I'm just going to color these in. And because the sky up here, these little clouds are so easy, I'm just going to quickly brush over those. And if they have a cloudy look to them, that's perfectly fine. With a little bit of wild wasabi, I'm going to come in here and just get this ground. Just painting on this block, or on this stamp, is really quite fun. And then now that I've done the lighter green, I'm just going to paint the bench. Just getting a rough coloring of it on there, trying to make sure I don't get into the green too much. And I'm going to give it a little bit of a huff, just to re-moisten some of the ink that might have dried while I was stamping. And there you have it, a sweet little image with all three of those colors represented. And it's a little bit watercolory, but the second way I'm going to play with this, and I'm just going to use this same thing because I'm coloring it the same way, but this time I'm going to give it an extra huff to see if I can get an even more of a watercolored look. So I'm just going to go through here and color this again. Quick and easy, not a lot of artistry to it, just wanting to get that color on there. But this time I'm going to really huff a couple of times and see if it looks a little more misty. And you can see from my block that's all clouded that I'm guessing it will appear more misty. And a side-by-side comparison shows that it's a little more clumpy and a little more misty, but that might not be good enough. So I'm going to, this time, on a piece of shimmery white, I don't know if you can tell from the video, but there's little specks of shiny in this, and it's a thicker cardstock than Whisper White. What I'm going to do this time, I'm going to clean my block off. I cleaned it a little bit, and then I'm going to just wipe it on my apron there. So I'm going to color it again, but then using this, I'm just going to spray a little bit of water on it to get a bit more of a misty look. So I'm just going to color it again. And before I stamp it down, I'm just going to spritz it with a little bit of water. See what this looks like. And it looks a little bit too much water on there. So perhaps a little less water might be more suitable. But I guess if you were going for a very abstract look, you can still tell that it's a nice hill with a bench and clouds. So maybe I did that a little too much. The next way that I wanted to see what would happen here, and again, we're just experimenting. I've not done this, so maybe I should have. What I'm going to do is, let me wipe this off on my apron. What I'm going to do this time is, instead of spraying the image, I'm going to spray a mist of water on this paper and see how that looks. So again, we're going to color it. All right, and then I'm going to do a light mist on my cardstock and then stamp that down. And that gives me more of the look I was going for on the first one. You can tell it still has a little bit of a mist to it, but once that dries, it's going to be absolutely beautiful. So these are the 4 different ways that I tried here today, and there are lots of different ways that you can do it. But as you can see, I mean, even that, now that it's dried, is really quite artistic and beautiful. As you can see from our little experiment today, there are all kinds of ways that you can take this image and make it into something really wow without a whole bunch of work. I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope you'll go out and try different ways to showcase images that you love. Thanks for stopping by. Please visit me at stampwithbrian.com, where I will have all the dimensions of this card that I shared with you here, and where you can buy all of the products that we looked at today. Thanks for stopping by.